To the chosen warriors, know this: those who carry a light so potent, so fiercely radiant, are not here to simply blend in. They are here to shine, to pierce through the darkness with a brilliance that cannot be ignored. These souls, the earthbound guardians, radiate a purity and strength that shakes the very foundations of shadowed hearts. Their presence alone is a reminder of truth, a beacon that exposes what lies hidden, forcing those who thrive in darkness to confront the unsettling power of true illumination. This path isn't for the faint of heart. It is a calling to stand boldly, unwavering, as forces of light in a world often veiled in shadow. These rare souls carry a quiet, unshakable strength, one that needs no force or retaliation when opposition arises. The universe itself acts on their behalf, as if bound by an ancient, unbreakable law of protection, shielding them with an energy that few can truly comprehend. Any harm sent their way doesn't just dissipate, it rebounds with a force magnified, a swift and precise return to sender. For those aligned with a higher purpose, this invisible armor ensures that every challenge thrown becomes a lesson in cosmic justice, a reminder that their path is safeguarded by forces far beyond the reach of malice. When someone dares to interfere with a divinely guided soul, they unknowingly entangle themselves in a web of their own making. Attempting to disrupt a path that is guided by higher forces is like trying to cast shadows on the sun. It only reveals their own shortcomings. The irony unfolds as every plot, every attempt to hinder, only fuels the strength of the one they sought to bring down, while they are left facing the swift return of their own intentions. This is the beauty of cosmic justice. It turns every misstep against them, a reminder that the light cannot be dimmed by the hand of darkness. Number 1. When they chose to challenge an earth angel, they unknowingly stepped into the realm of a force far greater than they could imagine. Earth angels are not ordinary souls. They are conduits of divine energy, aligned with realms unseen, carrying a light so powerful it calls forth protection from cosmic guardians. To attempt harm against one is to enter a territory woven with energies and intentions that operate far beyond human comprehension. What they thought was a simple act of malice becomes an encounter with forces that respond swiftly and with precision, reminding them that some souls walk with an entourage of celestial power, unbreakable and unwavering. Anyone who dares to scheme against an earth angel unwittingly sets off a ripple of unseen defenses, forces that align in perfect unity, ready to shield and protect. It's as though the universe itself sounds an alarm, casting a warning that resonates beyond sight, yet sends a shiver through the soul of the one attempting harm. Suddenly, life begins to twist and shift against them. Obstacles spring up, and their plans unravel as if guided by an unseen hand. This is no ordinary resistance. It's a cosmic response, swift and undeniable, reminding them that some souls are guarded by energies that won't permit even a whisper of harm. Unaware of the forces they've stirred, they stumble through a cascade of misfortunes, mistaking it for mere bad luck, when in reality they're entangled in the web of their own intentions. What they thought was an easy target is in fact protected by a divine purpose, woven into the universe with a sanctity they can't begin to comprehend. This isn't just a twist of fate, it's a cosmic reckoning, a reminder that an earth angel's journey is shielded by forces relentless and unfailing. In their attempt to interfere, they find themselves not simply contending with a person, but locked in a battle against a higher purpose, one that deflects every strike and returns it with unerring force. Number 2, every attempt to harm an earth angel only serves to feed their power, fueling an inner fire that others can't fathom. While most people may crumble under pressure, earth angels possess a unique alchemy. Negativity doesn't break them, it builds them. Each insult, each betrayal, every plot to tear them down only sharpens their focus and strengthens their resolve. What was intended as a weapon of destruction becomes a catalyst for growth, transforming adversity into fuel for their ever-expanding power. With every attack, their inner light grows brighter, their purpose clearer, and their strength more unshakable. The irony is undeniable. Those who attempt to harm an earth angel are unwittingly initiating their own undoing. What they believe to be a chance to gain control or inflict harm ends up catalyzing a powerful transformation in the earth angel. Rather than being weakened by the adversity, the Earth Angel absorbs the challenge, processes the pain, and uses it as fuel for evolution. Each attempt to break them only refines their spirit, sharpening their wisdom and resilience. It's as if the more they endure, the more they ascend, rising higher with each blow, until their attackers are left to watch as they soar beyond what was ever meant to hold them down. For an Earth Angel, adversity is never a defeat but a sacred opportunity for growth. Each wound, each betrayal becomes a lesson in strength, shaping them into someone whose power is constantly evolving. The negativity thrown their way is never wasted. It's transmuted into purpose, clarity, and an unshakable sense of self. With every attack, their spirit only strengthens, as if each challenge is a step closer to their divine calling. Those who try to break them soon realize the futility of their efforts. The harder they push, the more they fuel the very fire they hope to extinguish, only to find themselves outmatched by the force they've unwittingly helped to ignite. What was meant to break them only strengthens their resolve, shaping them into a force far beyond the reach of those who sought to harm them. Rather than leaving behind a broken spirit, the Earth Angel emerges as a version of themselves that is untouchable, evolving into a being whose power is forged in the fires of adversity. This isn't mere survival, it's transcendence, an alchemical transformation that leaves those who plotted against them stunned and powerless. The more they try to diminish, the greater the rise, and in the end, it's not just the Earth Angel who stands victorious, it's the universe itself, turning the tables on those who dared to challenge divine strength. Number 3. What these individuals fail to realize is that an Earth Angel's high vibrational energy is not just a passive state, it's an active force that shapes their entire being. Living on a frequency of love, purpose, and light, they emit an aura so powerful that it naturally repels any negativity or malevolent intentions directed toward them. This vibrational shield doesn't just protect, it transforms, turning potential harm into nothing more than a passing disturbance. Those who try to interfere find themselves caught in the energy shift, as their negativity bounces back on them, unable to touch the angelic essence of the one they sought to harm. What they don't understand is that their negative energy doesn't just bounce back, it's transformed in the process. The Earth Angel's light acts like a mirror, reflecting back the very essence of the harm intended, amplifying the consequences in ways the aggressor can't foresee. Their anger, jealousy, and spite come back tenfold, magnified by the energy shift they initiated. It manifests in ways they can't control: unexpected obstacles, emotional instability, and even a deep, unsettling exhaustion that drains them, making them wonder where their strength went. What they thought would weaken the Earth Angel only serves to weaken them instead, as they face the recoil of their own intentions. What the aggressor doesn't realize is that their attempts to bring an Earth Angel down only end up draining them, leaving them lost in a cycle of their own creation. Earth Angels are masters of maintaining their energetic integrity, not through brute force, but through mindful practices that keep their vibration clear, strong, and unwavering. While others might fall prey to negative influences or succumb to the weight of external pressures, Earth Angels rise above, protected by their inner discipline and the purity of their intentions. They operate at a frequency so high that no external force can infiltrate it for long, and those who try to strike them find themselves trapped in the energy they unleashed, unable to break free from the consequences of their own actions. Number 4. What others fail to recognize is that an Earth Angel's forgiveness is a form of strength, not weakness. It's an act of self-liberation, a decision to no longer be bound by the negativity others tried to impose upon them. While forgiveness releases the emotional shackles of bitterness, it doesn't erase the wisdom gained from the experience. The Earth Angel carries these lessons forward, using them as a map to navigate future encounters with greater clarity and discernment. They may forgive, but they never forget the valuable insights that come from betrayal or harm, allowing them to build walls of protection that are rooted in self-respect, not spite. And while their heart remains open, their boundaries remain unbreakable. Forgiveness for an Earth Angel is a sacred release, not an invitation to reopen the door to harm. They understand that holding on to resentment only holds them captive, so they choose freedom instead, allowing their spirit to remain clear and unburdened. However, this doesn't mean that their trust is easily regained. They offer second chances with a discerning heart, giving room for growth and change, but they guard their energy fiercely. Repeated betrayal is met with a quiet but firm closure, for they know that some lessons must be learned from afar. In this way, they protect their peace while honoring the wisdom gained from every experience. When an earth angel sets a boundary, it's a reflection of their growth, not a sign of spite. They know their worth too deeply to continue making space for those who don't honor it, and they understand that their purpose is far too grand to be weighed down by the past. Those who thought forgiveness would grant them access back into their life are often met with the cold reality that they've missed their chance. The earth angel doesn't carry resentment, but they also don't allow past wrongs to shape their future. They move forward, wiser and more resilient, leaving behind those who fail to recognize the value of their light. Number 5. The moment someone sets out to harm an earth angel, they unknowingly tip the scales in favor of their own downfall. They might think they've got the upper hand, but the universe operates on a level they can't fathom. As soon as their negative intentions are set in motion, a chain reaction is triggered, one that shifts events with surgical accuracy, redirecting the consequences right back to them. The more they try to pull the strings, the faster the tables turn, and they find themselves caught in a web of their own making. The earth angel doesn't need to fight back. The universe has already stepped in, ensuring that justice unfolds in ways that leave their adversaries bewildered and helpless. In the blink of an eye, everything they thought they had under control begins to crumble. What seemed like a well-executed plan falls apart, piece by piece, faster than they can react. The people they once trusted turn their backs, and the opportunities they once held close slip away, leaving them scrambling in confusion. It's as if the very fabric of their reality is unraveling, and no matter how hard they try to put the pieces back together, something new always disrupts their efforts. The more they try to regain their footing, the faster the ground shifts beneath them until they're left with nothing but the wreckage of their own making. What they failed to realize is that in their attempt to bring the earth angel down, they were only setting the stage for their own undoing. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, steps in to correct the imbalance, ensuring that every plot, every deceit, is reflected back with such intensity that the aggressors can't escape the consequences. They watch helplessly as their own intentions, now charged with karmic retribution, unfold against them, spiraling out of control. Every action they took to hurt the earth angel now works against them, and the weight of their own deeds becomes a burden too heavy to bear, with no way to undo the damage they've caused. They mistakenly believed they were targeting an easy mark, unaware that the earth angel was more than just a person. They were an embodiment of divine purpose and cosmic order. In their ignorance, they challenged forces far greater than themselves, thinking their manipulation and malice would go unchallenged. But the universe, in its unyielding fairness, does not allow such disruption to go unchecked. Once the cosmic scales are tipped, the repercussions are inevitable, and the aggressors are left to face a reckoning they never expected. The very forces they sought to manipulate now turn against them, and there's no escaping the consequences of their reckless actions. Number 6. What many fail to recognize is that the earth angel's divine shield is not simply a passive barrier, but an active force that redirects harmful energy with precision. When negativity is aimed at them, it doesn't dissipate into nothingness or find a place to settle. It rebounds with a force that often leaves the sender reeling. It's as if the universe itself has set up a cosmic mirror, reflecting the energy right back, amplifying its effect. Those who sought to weaken the earth angel find themselves caught in the very forces they tried to unleash, and no matter how they twist or turn, there's no escaping the return of their own negativity. The mirror effect acts as both a shield and a lesson, reflecting not only the energy sent out, but also the intent behind it. When someone targets an earth angel, they don't just face the consequences of their actions, they confront a karmic force that amplifies their negativity, turning it against them with an intensity they never saw coming. What they thought was a quiet strike or a sneaky move against the earth angel becomes a thunderous reminder that every ill intention is met with its own echo. The universe doesn't let such actions slide, it amplifies them, teaching those who try to harm that there's no escaping the ripple effect of their own destructive energy. In their ignorance, they fail to realize that the universe operates with a profound sense of balance, and every action, no matter how subtle, is met with a response of equal magnitude. When they direct harm or malice toward an earth angel, they're not only sending out negative energy, but inadvertently inviting a mirrored force that amplifies their own darkness. The universe ensures they come face to face with the consequences of their actions, forcing them to experience firsthand the very energy they hope to impose on another. Unprepared and blindsided by the intensity of this return, they find themselves overwhelmed as the weight of their own intentions presses down on them in ways they never imagined. While the Earth Angel moves forward on their mission, unwavering and serene, their very presence becomes a force of nature, untouched by the turbulence around them. Their alignment with higher frequencies acts as an invisible shield, one that effortlessly repels any low-vibration energy aimed in their direction. Without needing to lift a finger or engage in conflict, their energy field acts as a protective barrier, transforming negativity before it can even touch them. As they continue walking their path with grace and purpose, any attempt to disrupt their peace only serves to redirect the chaos back to those who sent it, leaving them unharmed and unbothered, while the aggressors face the ripple effect of their own discord. The sender is left facing the undeniable truth. When you attempt to harm someone wrapped in divine protection, you only set yourself up for your own undoing. It's a profound awakening to the immutable law of cause and effect, one that resonates deeply within the soul. What they thought was a calculated move against an earth angel turns into a costly miscalculation, leaving them to deal with the consequences of their own actions. In the end, the lesson is clear. Underestimating the power of divine protection not only backfires, but it brings a heavy price, a price they now must pay for daring to cross that sacred line. Number 7. Those who attempt to exploit an earth angel's composure are blind to the depth of the strength beneath the surface. They see only the peaceful exterior, the patient silence, and mistakenly assume it's a vulnerability they can manipulate. But what they fail to recognize is that the earth angel's calm is not a sign of weakness. It's the calm before an unstoppable storm. It's a quiet, unwavering power that doesn't need to announce itself because it's grounded in a strength that transcends the chaos around it. This inner fortitude is a silent force, rooted in a deep, unshakable resolve, and it is anything but breakable. Earth angels know that true power doesn't need to be proclaimed. It's shown in how they carry themselves in moments of tension. They don't waste time or energy on petty disputes, instead choosing to preserve their peace and respond with discernment. When provoked, they often respond with an intentional stillness, not because they're afraid to speak, but because their silence holds more weight than any argument. This silence is not passive. It's a declaration, a boundary set with unwavering strength, filled with quiet resolve, and the kind of wisdom that leaves no room for further conflict. Those who expect them to react with words or aggression are often caught off guard by the force of a silence that speaks volumes. When an earth angel chooses to step away, it's a decision that's been carefully made, not in haste, but in quiet discernment. What once was open and inviting becomes a boundary that can't be crossed. The calm they once extended shifts into an unyielding wall, not built with anger, but with clear intention, a space they've claimed for their own well-being. What those who have wronged them fail to understand is that earth angels possess an uncanny ability to perceive the unseen. They sense intentions, hidden agendas, and deceit long before they surface, and this deep intuition allows them to distance themselves before the harm ever reaches them. It's not about a sudden change of heart, but a knowing, a recognition that their energy is too precious to waste on those who don't honor it. Earth angels have a unique way of extending grace, offering patience and chances that others might consider endless. They give people the opportunity to prove themselves, often waiting far longer than most would, hoping for growth and change. But when their patience is exhausted, it's not a sudden outburst or confrontation. It's the quiet realization that they've seen enough. That silence, the one that follows, is the clearest message, one that those who've abused their kindness struggle to comprehend. The distance that forms between them and those who took advantage of their generosity is not up for negotiation. It's a boundary so firm yet so gentle that it becomes an impenetrable force. What was once thought to be an open door becomes an unbreakable wall, showing that true peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of an unshakable sense of self-respect and strength. Number 8. What many fail to see is that envy, like a toxic seed, grows within the person who harbors it, draining their energy and clouding their judgment. Earth angels, with their radiant light and unwavering purpose, inadvertently become a mirror to those who feel inadequate in comparison. Their presence reflects the very things others lack: peace, fulfillment, and a deep sense of divine purpose. And rather than being inspired, the envious allow bitterness to take root. What they don't realize is that this destructive energy doesn't touch the earth angel. Instead, it poisons the one who nurtures it. The more they try to bring down the light, the more they spiral inward, attracting their own downfall. Like a shadow chasing its own tail, their envy ultimately consumes them, leaving them to confront the consequences of their own negative energy. Jealousy and envy are like chains that bind the spirit, and when they are directed toward an earth angel, those chains only tighten around the one who harbors them. People who fall prey to envy do so unknowingly, thinking they can tear down the light they see in others, not realizing that in doing so, they only dim their own light. The more they compare themselves, the more they lose sight of their own potential, allowing insecurity and bitterness to take root in their hearts. This distortion clouds their judgment, pushing them into decisions driven by spite rather than growth, and in the process, they forfeit their own peace. As they feed their resentment, they dig a deeper hole for themselves, unaware that the very energy they send out is the one that ultimately consumes them. The earth angel, standing firmly in their own light, remains untouched, while those who sought to dim that light find themselves trapped in the prison they built with their own envy, facing the consequences of a battle they never should have started. Those who attempt to sabotage or gossip about an earth angel often fail to see that their efforts only reflect their own inner turmoil. Earth angels don't just shine, they radiate, and no amount of negativity or petty schemes can dull their light. While the jealous focus on undermining what they don't understand, the earth angel stays locked into their purpose, immune to such distractions. Jealousy, in its twisted nature, becomes a self-destructive cycle for those who hold on to it. The more they feed it, the more they attract misfortune, weaving their own web of complications. In trying to tear down someone else's peace, they inadvertently build walls around their own potential, trapping themselves in a storm of their own making. Ironically, those who try to tear down an earth angel by feeding into jealousy only end up stumbling over the very obstacles they hoped would cause harm. The earth angel stands strong, their essence unshaken, untouched by the petty attempts to diminish their light. Meanwhile, the ones who sow discord find themselves entangled in the very chaos they set in motion. The more they tried to bring the earth angel low, the more they magnified their own downfall, trapped in the ripple effect of their misguided intentions. In the end, the harm they sought to inflict becomes the harsh mirror that reflects back their own unraveling, leaving them to face the full weight of their actions. Number 9. When someone tries to diminish an earth angel, it's often because they can't reconcile their own insecurities with the calm, centered strength the earth angel exudes. Rather than looking inward and facing the parts of themselves that need healing, they lash out, projecting their self-doubt onto someone who is simply living in alignment with their higher purpose. The earth angel's peace becomes a mirror to their internal chaos, one they're unwilling to confront. In trying to tear down what they perceive as a threat, they only deepen their own sense of inadequacy, reinforcing the very insecurities they seek to escape. In their attempt to tear down the earth angel, they only amplify their own inner conflicts. By projecting labels of perfection or detachment onto the earth angel, they attempt to dim the light they feel threatened by, believing that diminishing the angel will somehow elevate their own standing. But instead, they inadvertently expose their own unresolved pain, as the earth angel's mere existence forces them to confront their deepest fears and insecurities. What they hope to project onto someone else becomes a mirror, revealing the turmoil they've tried to bury, a truth they can no longer avoid. Insecurity, like a boomerang, always returns to its source, and those who project their own flaws onto others unknowingly invite their own downfall. When they attempt to tear down an earth angel, it's not the angel who suffers, it's the projector, who only magnifies their own shortcomings in the process. The earth angel, untouched and unfazed, becomes a reflection of everything they haven't yet healed, a mirror that exposes their hidden wounds. Each attack they launch, each attempt to tarnish another's light, only deepens their own self-inflicted misery, trapping them in a cycle of unacknowledged pain that they can't escape. The true irony lies in the fact that the Earth Angel remains completely unaffected, their light undimmed by the attacks of those driven by insecurity. They exist on a frequency so high, so detached from the petty chaos, that these attempts to harm them barely register. Meanwhile, the insecure individual is left in a constant struggle with their own reflection, endlessly projecting their unresolved wounds onto someone who simply isn't moved. In their futile attempts to bring the Earth Angel down, they only deepen their own turmoil, while the Earth Angel continues to flourish, untouched and untarnished, a beacon of peace amidst the storm of insecurity. Number 10. People often mistake an Earth Angel's patience for passivity, believing they can cross lines without facing repercussions. They see the gentle nature and forgiving spirit as an invitation to overstep, thinking that kindness equals weakness. What they fail to realize, however, is that Earth Angels are deeply attuned to their surroundings, capable of observing and understanding far more than they let on. Their patience isn't a sign of indifference, but a deliberate choice to engage with the world from a place of inner strength. When they've had enough, their actions carry a weight far greater than any confrontation, a quiet power that reestablishes boundaries without a word. The Earth Angel has a unique ability to sense the unseen, the hidden agendas, the quiet manipulations, and the disrespect that others may try to veil. Rather than responding hastily or with anger, they extend an opportunity for growth, offering the space for others to shift, to evolve, and to learn. They grant multiple chances, but each one is not a sign of weakness. It's a deliberate act of mercy. However, this grace is not infinite, and when it is exhausted, the Earth Angel doesn't just fade away. They transform. Their silence becomes a declaration, their distance a boundary too firm to cross, and their absence the loudest statement of all. What once was offered freely becomes a reminder that even patience has limits, and the Earth Angel's presence is not to be taken for granted. When an Earth Angel's patience is exhausted, their departure is silent but profound. There's no need for grand gestures or dramatic exits. They simply evolve into a version of themselves that the offender can no longer touch. It's as if they transcend into a higher frequency, one where the petty dramas and toxic dynamics of the past no longer exist. The space between them and those who misused their kindness widens, becoming a chasm that cannot be bridged. The once accessible energy becomes an untouchable force field, leaving the offender to face the void they've created, while the Earth Angel rises, unshaken and undeterred by the energies they've left behind. Once the Earth Angel reaches their limit, they are forever transformed. The version of themselves that once offered patience and second chances no longer exists in the same form. The person who once had their time and attention now stands on the outside, locked out by boundaries the Earth Angel has silently and powerfully established. This transformation is not loud or chaotic. It's a quiet evolution, an inner metamorphosis that shifts their energy into an unyielding fortress. Their calm, their silence, their subtle detachment become the walls no one can breach, a protective shield that keeps the noise and toxicity of the past at bay. Those who once had access now find themselves in a space where nothing they offer can penetrate the strength of the Earth Angel's newfound sovereignty. Earth Angels are more than just souls walking the earth. They are conduits of divine purpose, their every step guided by forces beyond the scope of mortal understanding. Their journey is not of their own making, but is a sacred path, woven with intention and protected by cosmic powers that no human can alter. When others attempt to interfere with this sacred flow, they aren't simply blocking a person, they are defying the universal forces that have set that path in motion. And while those who try to disrupt may think they are gaining ground, they are unknowingly stepping into a trap of their own creation. The more they attempt to break the Earth Angel, the more they spiral into their own self-made chaos. In the end, they face the repercussions of their interference, while the Earth Angel continues to ascend, untouched and undeterred by the turbulence others have tried to instigate. Because in the end, trying to tear down someone destined for greatness only leads to the destruction of those who sought to harm them. For all those who thought they could diminish, control, or break the Earth Angel's spirit, understand this: the universe has a way of balancing the scales. The divine never overlooks its chosen ones, and no effort to harm or manipulate will go unchallenged. What you fail to realize is that the Earth Angel is not merely a soul to be swayed. They are a force of transformation, destined to rise beyond the reach of anyone's negativity. And when they evolve, it's not just a shift, it's a spiritual awakening that transcends the intentions of those who sought to obstruct them. So, if you've felt the power of their journey, if you're ready to delve deeper into the profound forces that shape their existence, don't wait. Join us. Subscribe now to become part of our Illumination Inner Order, where wisdom, divine insight, and truth await to illuminate your path. This is just the beginning, and when you're aligned with the divine, the best is yet to come. Stay connected and let the journey unfold.